Hello and welcome back to Heroes of Might and Magic 3. This is our Dungeon Challenge playthrough with Gunnar, with no Tier 5 spells, no Animate Dead and no Resurrection allowed. We're also keeping ourselves to one Tier 7 dwelling per faction. I won't spoil the other episodes, but we're progressing well through the game, and the only one Tier 7 dwelling per faction rule has already been significant, as we would already have a massive stack of Hydras by now if we didn't have that rule in place. The goal mostly for this episode is to keep Gunnar on the front line and explore, hopefully finding a few more AI towns, and also to build Damacon an army so that he can give Gunnar back the dungeon troops as soon as I've built up something that I'm happy to take with him instead. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so let's get started. First things first, let's move our secondary heroes. Don't think Halon really has anywhere to go, so let's start with Damacon. Once again, I'm not going to take some of the really trivial fights with Damacon, as I do feel that it's just a bit of a waste of time, frankly. I will take scouting on him, though. I think that's probably worthwhile. And we've already visited, so let's actually go off to the side here and see what else we can find. If nothing else, we've already got some stats here, which is nice. So let's grab that with Damacon next time. Sephiroth is just bringing back some troops to our main dungeon town. And Lorelei, well, I guess she was going to be bringing back some troops, but I'll just send her back down to the south. A couple of trogs won't really make any difference. Basic fire magic on Dace. Never know, Dace could end up actually being a useful hero in the long term. And let's send him underground, why not? He is an income provider, but we have a pretty massive income now, so it's not going to make a huge difference if we lose him. Ideally, we'd keep him, but it is what it is if we lose him, is what I'm saying. Halon, we're not moving, and Gunnar, we essentially just want to be moving on with. Let's build our town hall in our newest town. Again, just adds to our overall income, which can't be a bad thing. And Gunnar, I guess. Let's see what's guarded here. What weapon are we using? Titan's Gladius, which is pretty good actually. I keep forgetting that we've actually got books of magic and things like that. Okay, so pack of Archdevils. It would be easy to take, but I don't need the artifact, and it's probably going to be XP in the box, so we'll just carry on up the road, I think. Ah, Frost Ring. How useful. And we can probably just ignore these resources. In fact, we're not going to ignore them completely. What we'll do instead is we're going to buy Kinkira. Just keep her with these serpent flies so that she has a bit more movement points. And we'll just follow, because it may well be that there's a few resources we can pick up here. Let's send Gunnar back to the top of our list, by holding Alt as well. And then Kinkera can pick up this wood, and she can take the windmill for us and either come up to the overground with us next time, or go off to the east along this road. We'll decide once we've gone through. Okay. So we've got a wasteland treasure area that is partially explored. But it must have been explored from the north or west. And I'm probably not going to bother making the detour to pick up the stats from that Colosseum. I definitely will pick up the Trailblazer though. And a slow scroll, that's actually not that useful to us. And I think the sensible thing to do is going to be to visit this observatory so we can see what's going on next time. Otherwise, we've just got a few towns to continue to build up a little bit. We want to build the roost in our cove towns. We've already built it in this one, so let's actually upgrade the nest instead. I think this was our fully built out stronghold town. Fortress town even. This one's not fully built out yet, but we could start building some cheaper buildings and things like that here. Okay, so I think we're good to end the turn already. Okay, so it was purple. They did indeed come from the west. I'm still going to take the observatory though, just so I can see what's going on. So it's definitely been cleared out to the south as well. That's always interesting to know. And what kind of army do they have? Basically nothing. Okay. I'm not going to bother taking them out. I'm just going to go where they just been instead. Let's take 2 spell power. Okay. Mercenary camp, which I probably will use the movement to visit. I'll also take this Chapel of Stilled Voices while I'm here too. I'm never going to say no to more Medusas. I'm guessing this churchyard's been visited since it has no guard, but yeah, I suppose I correctly guessed that maybe it hadn't, given that nothing else here had been cleared out. There's a couple of units down here. Let's check it out, let's see if we can get through here. Next turn. And Sephiroth can pick up some harpies for us on the way past. We've got plenty of spare gold, so we can afford to. Let's see where Dace can get to. I can't take the Pillar of Fire, that's a shame. Huh, apparently I actually just can't go anywhere through here. Okay, so I guess Dace is exploring the overground then, in that case. Okay, and I think this might finally actually be it for Gion's exploration of this treasure area. I feel like I've explored a really decent chunk of it, considering I didn't have to take a single fight here. Being able to take one fight against these hobgoblins would probably help a lot, but I think the best thing to do here is probably send myself back towards one of these towns, so let's do that. Halon basically has nothing to do. And do I go east? I guess we can check what's east. It's not going to hurt. Suspect it could be undead, given that we've got Skeleton Transformer, but they also do seem to generate pretty randomly on random maps as well, so it might not be. Haven't built our frigate yet at this cove town. Probably don't need another resource silo, we've got plenty of sulfur. So I guess we just start upgrading other things. Nymph Waterfall's a cheap one, so I'll upgrade that. And likewise here, I want to build the Cage of Warlords in my fortress town. Could pick up the +1 Mercury, but also don't really need that. So let's just build the Hellhole instead. And from this point of view, we want the marketplace, which we're always going to want anyway. Want the Mage Guild and the Blacksmith, and then we can build our City Hall. So we can end the turn there. Okay, that's tan down to the south, and purple apparently also going down to the south. And turquoise also here we can see, or teal even. That's really interesting, so just that one watchtower actually gave us access to, or allowed us to see 3 different players there. And there's no stacks that I'd like to drop for 12 Medusas, so I'll keep them as they are. Ah yes, no view air skill, that's okay. So the answer is that we actually can't get through here. But that's fine, it means we know where we're going next turn. Damagon can go and do a break for us up at the top here through these satires. That actually probably, by the looks of it, brings us to this treasure area that we've just been in. which could be interesting. Sephiroth just wants to pick up the rest of these harpies and then go home. Let's upgrade all of these units just so that's sorted for when somebody wants to pick them up. And then Sephiroth can just go back. She could just go and pick up some units from here, so let's do that next turn. I have an absurd stack of trogs that we're never going to use. Okay, that's as far as we can go with Dace here, so let's try sending him off to the west instead. I'm actually going to send Gion back round. And Kinkiria. Ooh, we've just found Shiva. Okay. Let's see what we can find if we go through this subterranean gate as well. Actually, let's visit this Pillar of Fire first if we can. Shiva's army is pretty insignificant, but it'll be enough that she'll be able to take a town if I'm not careful. Let's upgrade the Nymph Waterfall, so at least something's upgraded. Likewise the Null Hut. And let's work our way through these so that we're building a lot more. Apart from the Inferno town here, I guess we could. There's quite a lot of wood to be building up though. Let's take the Mage Guild level 1, so that's all built. Okay, I think that'll do. So we can end the turn there already. Okay, so there's purple coming down there. Shiva turning back for some reason. Okay, Miriam actually has an army. So that's worth bearing that in mind. And Corellion has almost nothing, as we already knew. So, much as I would rather not do this, I think it's really important that we actually defend our towns here. What have we got? Mosten. So let's go to Mosten first. Let's go and take this out. Yeah, I really don't feel like I should lose that much at all. I am going to get outspeeded by these phoenixes, so that's worth me bearing in mind. Don't really want anything that's breathable. Okay, so shockingly they went and hit the harpies. Only lost 25 though, which actually isn't too bad, I don't think. Tempted to just cast slow, although blind could actually be more useful. We've got 172 monks. Alright, yeah, I'm blinding those monks, 100%. Okay, so next we probably want to make sure that we're breathing and killing both of these. We're going to lose a big chunk of our harpies. I think we just wait. Kill the angels, that makes sense. And I should be able to kill all the phoenixes, so that's worth it. I can then kill the one with the Haspids. Okay. So, let's kill Cyclops first. Then we want to take out this one Nyx. Then all he's got left is a blinded unit, which he can't really do a huge amount with. What speed are these, most importantly? 5. So I think I outspeed them on every unit. Yeah, I do, so I should be able to just hit them. If I wait on the beholders and then hit on the Medusas? No. Okay, well, I definitely made a mistake there. But never mind. And I've also got someone near Bok, which is Krelion, so let's go and take out Krelion. And then we'll just go back up and continue the route we were doing. Seems like a bit of a pointless detour, but I feel like it's actually worthwhile. Sephiroth can just go and grab some Trogs for us. And Lorelei can wait till next turn. Okay, Hontes can't even get through here that I can see. So let's just get back to the Mercury next turn and pick that up. At least it's some free resources. And Gion is just going down this way, that's fine. Halon, likewise, next turn he has something to do. Okay. So maybe Shiva's going to pursue us. If she doesn't, let's go and grab this gem pond. At least it's some free resources for us. Let's build the pub here. And we've already got the pub at this one, so let's build the upgraded frigate. Let's upgrade our Serpentfly Hive. They're brilliant if we ever need a strong movement speed unit. And let's build the castle at our Inferno Town, firstly for defense, but also it just increases our troop generation. So just in case for some reason we screw up and we lose all of our armies, at least we're going to have some troops building up there. Okay, so there's Teal running back off to the east, presumably dropping... Oh, troglodyte population doubles. Wow. Gives us quite a few trogs. And who knows? Some of those might actually be useful. No, I'm kidding, they're not going to be. They will be good fodder though, which is the most important reason for having them. So, Dace can just go and grab this Mercury for us and then start exploring off to the west. Gion can just continue on his merry way. Halon can start our resource route for the week. And Kinkera can go and steal this. And then not be able to easily get back through. That's fine. So let's go and see what we can see this way instead. And yeah, that's perfectly acceptable. Damacon's last skill. No, let's take Expert Scouting. And we'll take the experience since we don't really need the gold anymore. I don't really feel like I should lose that much, frankly. And we haven't really got any spell points actually, so we don't need to do much. Okay, we can't take out the swordsman, but that's fine. And while we're here, let's also just check out what armies these two have got. Not insignificant, but not that great either. And Shiva still has a portion of some army there as well, so not much. Alright, I think we're okay to just crack on with Gunnar here. And I haven't got max spell points, so I might as well visit this on my way past. Could also visit the Prospector, but I don't want to waste a tiny bit of movement even. Let's upgrade the frigate. the lizard den. Upgrade to our gunpowder warehouse. Now got sea dogs. Okay, so we're getting there towards upgrading this town, that's nice. And let's pop ourselves a fire lake as well. And the city hall in our newest town. Okay, great, so I think that we're pretty much there. Let's see where Tia will end up going. Okay. So they're going above ground, but I can't actually remember where that is here, because it's a tiny bit of explored area. Fine. Wait a second. Holes? It is indeed possible that this is the Grail location by the looks of it. We can see this bit here. And it also ties into the mountains here. So it is possible that somebody's actually already got the Grail. But if we can find a town to steal, which I don't think we actually have anybody with air magic, thinking about it. No, I don't think we do. Okay. So we can't just view air and figure out which direction the town is in, sadly. I feel like swordsman might actually just smack. Not particularly hard, it turns out. So we've taken the retail and we've paralysed them. Perfect, harpies took them out. Okay. Let's take advanced logistics. And let's go and take out this Naga Bank. That'll be a really decent amount of experience for him. And hopefully it means we can then go off to the west and open up a path for Gion so that he can pick up a load of resources for us. Okay, there's a break there. Swarm of Earth Air Elementals. Let's send Dace up to check out this tower and also the refugee camp while we're at it. Okay, so not much to do with Lorelei except send her home again. Sephenroth. Still only basic estates. Could be worth us taking one of these fights. Yep. Okay, let's take expert intelligence. And we don't really care about the outcome of these fights either, so it makes it quite easy to figure out. All we're really looking to do is get a tiny bit of experience to level up our estates. Now, north or west? I'm going to go west. Okay, good. West was a good decision, it turns out. Let's also check out the refugee camp. You never know what you're going to get. So let's continue to upgrade our other towns. Gunpowder warehouse, first things first. Let's upgrade our Hydras. So that's one of the expensive upgrades. And Tower of the Seas next at our Cove Town. Need to stop checking that secondary fortress town. And let's also build our resource silo, because wood and ore are actually one of the more needed resources in this particular playthrough, which I think is quite unusual. Almost all of my playthroughs it ends up being precious resources of one kind or another that are a problem. Okay, well, hopefully with our bounty hunters, hopefully with scouting we'll be able to see this. We can indeed. It's Ain with an insignificant army. Yeah, I'm fine with losing that. First things first, I guess let's build the artifact merchants. Firstly, so we can actually see if there's anything we want to take, of course. But more importantly, much more importantly, sell artifacts. This is what we really wanted. Okay, so Shard of the Dread Knight. Most of these scrolls are practically useless. There's no point keeping the Helm of Chaos because we've got spare teapot hats. Likewise with this. And this, we can't use the Angel Wings anyway, so 15,000 gold is much more useful. And what have we got? Bloodlust. No, we don't need that. We can sell the ore. We can sell the Null's Flail. Seal of Sunset. All of these scrolls. Even more scrolls. Even more scrolls. And I think that'll probably do. What sort of inventory have we got now? Yeah, we've got a much reduced inventory, so I think that's fine. I guess we could also sell one of these Loins of the Legion. It's a bit pointless having two copies, especially as we probably won't even use one. Okay. So, that's all good. I think the best thing to do is going to be to take out Ain. Okay, fine. And I've still got 400 movement, so let's teleport ourselves back to Shade, our newest town. Let's put everything except our dragons in the town, so we get maximum moves next turn. And I can also upgrade the Dragon Cave next turn, and then pick up these two red dragons. So pretty nice to actually finally get another dungeon town. And gives us some flexibility on what we want to do now as well, because we've taken a town, so we can always TP back to that. Let's just quickly check if purple... Okay, interesting. So purple had at least 3 towns, I would say, because it's very unlikely that 3 of the AI players have only 1 town at this point. Or even no towns, is what I meant. They probably do have 1 town, so it's likely that purple and pink still have 2 after that. Looks like purple don't really have a significant hero though, so that's always good news. Okay. Yep, only losing 6 trogs, that's absolutely fine. And we want to be pushing west, but I don't think we're going to be able to get through anywhere here. Although, quite possible that we could above here. Yeah, I think that's the way forward. Let's do that. And in fact, I've just gone past them, but let's take out this Throng of Imps and the Throng of Nymphs, since they're right on our path anyway. It's a good amount of free experience we can pick up there. Okay, and Lorelei just back to her resource route for next turn, that is. Next week, even. That's Helon's final trip for this week. Okay, and I think Kinkera can also go. Just bear with me 2 moments. Okay, sorry about that, I just had to take a quick work call. So, where were we? I think the plan was actually to buy an additional hero in our newest town. Let's make it Malekith. And let's just pop all of these units back into town. And Gunnar... No, we can sort this out easily enough. Let's just leave the units on Malekith. And then Malekith can make his way over this way. Ah, because of course he can't make it in one turn. Okay, so we've got the same thing as before. We just want Gunnar to be able to move as much as possible next turn. So I think this all makes sense. Just realised they've got 3 refugee camps that spawned right next to their town. That's pretty awesome, actually. Okay, so other than that, I think we're actually good to end. I could build a few things in some of these other towns, I suppose. I'm not going to bother building up the stronghold unless we find an additional stronghold town. I will upgrade the Nix fort though. And likewise here, I'll upgrade the Nix fort. And what do I actually need? What am I missing? Wood and ore, okay. We've already built the resource silo, so yeah, it is what it is, I suppose. We'll end the turn there. Okay. We've got tan coming up from the south into that wasteland area. Ooh. And purple have just dimension doored into this area here. Looks like pink also just dimension doored, and then someone else teleported. Wow, okay. And it's Thane, who is pretty weak. I don't think Damacon would have any issues taking him out at all. Okay, so let Damacon take some of these fights. Might as well take the +1 defense while we're here. It does look like I can actually get through here as well, which is great. Just wait on everything except our shooters, I suppose. I've kind of forgotten how weak boars are. Okay, fine, let's take expert logistics, and we'll take these resources just so we can get to this camp. But then we'll go through and take out these harpies, clear that bank, and then go off to the west here, where we've got Gion patiently waiting. Okay, so we actually don't know if they picked up the Grail or not. Lovely. Okay. So next thing to do is going to be to trade in enough resources to build our upgraded dragon cave. So let's do that now. And we'll pick up 2 more black dragons, and Gunnar can take this whole army. Fantastic. Okay, so we know that there are Tan players coming from the south here. And we also know that there's a path to the north. So let's take the path to the north and see where it takes us. Okay, we've got a green portal. Let's see where this goes. Worst case scenario, it led to an arena, so I'm already happy with that. Okay, and Malekith can't do anything. You need a full turn's moves to dig. Some unicorns we found with Dace. And weird, this has been cleared out but not taken. Unless it was blues actually, which would make sense. So it was taken but then it's been unflagged because they're no longer with us. Okay. Okay, so Sephiroth's picked up a few bits for us. We can run her back round this way and pick up some of the troops from this side too. Let's see what else we can build in our cove. Let's actually build our resource silo because we're going to have a lot of sulfur heavy units quite soon. And we'll upgrade the nest as well. And we still need to build our upgraded maelstrom here, but that's going to take a mage 2 to do. Okay, we can do that. And we've already built in this town. The only other thing we probably want to build here is the Portal of Summoning. And we may upgrade the Manticore lair at some stage as well, actually. But otherwise, I think we're actually already good to end the turn. So let's see where Tan go this time. Okay, I'm just going to quickly replay that so I can see what was near our newest dungeon town. Looks like it was Tan. Yeah, just up there, so they're at least a couple of towns away. Marsh choke. In which case I will flag this this Gorgon lair. Gorgons are super strong, so never have any issue with that. I, in fact, might just dismiss. Yeah, I think that's just acceptable losses. Cage of Warlords is worth building. +1 defense. And then let's upgrade these Gorgons to Mighty Gorgons. Does slow us down a little bit, actually. It actually doesn't, at the same speed as the Medusas, so that's fine. Okay, so that's nice. So we've picked up another town. That was also purple, so does this now put them on 1? It does. That's great news. And I guess we just keep following the road to see what we can find. I mean, swarm of Dendroid soldiers. That's an awful lot of Dendroids. It's an awful lot of experience as well. I don't know if it's really worth it just to take a wyvern nest. Did I visit this already? I did, okay. So I think maybe Dace has also reached the end. Oh no, he can actually travel up here, so let's go and have a look. See what we can find. Looks like there's a few bits we can pick up here without having to fight anything too, so that's always a bonus. Gion can basically just stay where he is. This purple hero is a couple of turns away from being able to reach him. Okay. So find nothing with Malekith, that's fine though. Let's take experience. It's a really hard habit to get out of, just taking XP on every fight. Surprisingly hard habit to get out of. Sorry, just taking gold on every box, I meant, not XP on every fight. Once again, don't seem to be able to speak that well today. But, oh well, could be worse. Okay, so let's just take these trogs while they're available. In our newest dungeon, we want to build a portal of summoning and hope for the best. And we got a Hydra. I probably won't bother recruiting the Hydra. But we are getting to the point, actually, where we could give a relatively significant army to Damacon once we get to the right point. And I think the right point could even be now, or at least very, very soon. Especially if once we've broken through here, we leave the army with Gion, and I could pour mans off that and go and pick up the spells that I need longer term. Which I think does make a lot of sense, actually. No wood, as usual. Got 3 sawmills and a few resource silos, but it's not enough. So I think we're okay to just end the turn, because we can't build much. Although I suppose I could just trade in gold for wood at this point. Okay, small army with Solmir. I think he's Purple's best hero, but that's a really good indication that we're going in the right direction. So, which way did Purple actually go? Down here still. Okay. Let's move Damacon out the way. Gion can now go through and start picking up a few of these bits and pieces for us, which is nice. And we also need to decide if we're just going to give him the army. We could also just get rid of Halon at this point, since we don't particularly need him. That said, I think I'm better off just shoving Halon into this town, because we don't have a garrison here. So let's just do that. Let's pop him in the town for next week. Oh yeah, Malekith can't do anything because digging for artifacts requires an entire day. I might just be wasting my time looking for artifacts with him. I mean, I think that's probably fine. For the amount of army that he had, I actually think that's pretty acceptable losses. And how far to a level are we? Pretty far, so let's just grab the tree. Okay, we did actually see purple coming along this road earlier. And then they dimension doored over into here, so it's very, very possible that we have actually just got a purple town somewhere along here. Okay, let's pick these up on Sephiroth. I've got Sinker in our main town. It's actually not a bad hero. Not a bad hero at all. So I think we're already good to end the turn, since Malekith is just going to want to dig next turn. And Curious Tan seems to be on a bit of a mission to pick up absolutely everything in this area. I wonder if they pick up the graves, actually. I don't know if the AI even bother. Sort of what value the AI assigned to graves. That teal hero is just stuck by the looks of it, but I don't really understand why. Unless they just have like no army whatsoever. Ah, okay, fair enough. They've presumably dimension doored into there then and can't get out. Always amusing to see. Okay, let's pick up this observatory. Leads down into a snow area. Does have a snow army on Thane, so makes sense that that's where their last castle would be in that case. Tempting to detour, but I don't need the gems, so I'm not going to bother picking up the pond. Bit of gold, a couple of scrolls. Nothing that useful, but free resources are free resources. And likewise here, a few bits of free resources. We can actually take all three of these piles of sulfur without fighting the goblins, zombies. Very different things. What we will do though is we'll dump him in town, Halon, and we will build yet another hero. Let's take Kaya, he's one of my favourites. We'll just build the one harpy and dismiss this centaur. And then Kaya can go over to here in one turn, which is fantastic. That's actually every point of his movement, so that's spot on. So I'll be able to dig twice next turn in this location. I mean, I'm fairly certain that they've already picked up the Grail, but, you know, why not have a look? It's very rare that I get the Grail, so I get a little bit excited if I do get an opportunity to pick it up. Let's just go down this way. He might just dimension door away, but we'll see. Okay, let's move up there instead. And we're not going to build anything else yet. We're going to wait for our wood to accumulate a little bit. Okay. Or we're just immediately going to lose heroes to Tan. That's always a possibility as well. Okay, it looks like purple are trying to get as far as possible away from me. Frustrating that we're going to have to come back for Malcolm. That's fine. And I guess next we want to be meeting with Gion as soon as possible, so that we can drop our army and then poor man's back to go and get some spells. Okay, Dace can just continue exploring for us. It's always good. And Kaya can't defeat Rathmont. So, what are we actually going to do? I guess we've got a choice here. We can either teleport to our dungeon town and be able to just go and take out Rathmont without any bother at all. We can then re-recruit heroes and send them off here, as frustrating as that is. But if we do that, we're going to have a bit of a mission to get back to where we are now. Although we do also need to protect Marsh Choke. So, let's go to Marsh Choke. We can pick up the Gorgons, because why not? They're now part of our army. Okay, enemies fled. And then I can go to Shade, which is our newest dungeon town. And I actually do have enough to hit Rathmont this turn, which is brilliant. I think I get movement prio here. Fairly certain that I do anyway. No, Medusas, I want to be here. Gorgon's here. And Black Dragon's here. Actually, Black Dragon's here. Okay, so I absolutely do get move prio. Let's just mass slow them first, because that's going to be the biggest thing to do. Should be able to take out a lot of these. Yep, all of them. Great. Let's just pop these in front of the halflings. Or half the halflings. Half a halfling. Sounds like an odd thing to say, half a halfling. And presumably he's going to cast a spell and then flee. Okay, fine, so we lost exactly the same amount regardless. As soon as he had one turn, we lost them. Also fine though in the longer term. Let's pick up Shakti. He's always a fun guy to get. And by that, no, I don't mean he's a mushroom. Sorry, that's a terrible joke. I should refrain from making that kind of joke. Okay, well Shakti can move all the way here in one turn, so that's kind of good enough for me. And Kaya can move to this spot for us again next turn. I mean, I guess we flag the trogs on the way past. Is there any point? Probably not. Let's not do it. It just adds to our chances of not getting trogs. Of getting trogs when we're getting things from our summoning portal. So that'll do. We can just leave that for now. We have got a little bit of wood built up, so let's see what we can actually build. I think we wanted to upgrade our Haspids in one of our towns, so let's build the MG2. And then that still leaves us Maelstrom Shack and Tower of the Seas. Fine. Let's take these Medusas and upgrade them. Okay. So Damacon next turn is going to want to drop off the army with Gion, which he should be able to do if I just break up through here, drop off the troops, and then I can poor man's against the throng of skeletons. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay, so let's just end the turn. Let's take everything from Shakti that we can. And I think that's fine, we just leave everything else there. Shakti just wants to dig. And Kaya just wants to get back down here. Okay, let's pick up these trogs. Free XP on Damacon. Kill some dwarves, also for some free XP. And some crewmates, likewise. Then we have enough to move to here. Which means Gion can actually meet us and take our army. Let's just have a load of 1-stacks on Damacon. Skellies can't morale, so that should be fine for next turn. And Gion can grab some of these for us. After he's grabbed the Mercury, I might actually just send him back to the north up this way, so that I can send him back towards a town I can visit. So Gunnar wants to go through the green portal, which is going to take us down to here, which is going to bring us back to Marshchoke, and then we're going north through here. So I guess we just go back to Marshchoke for now. Yep, I think this all makes sense. Nice to see the usual rules follow. The very edge of the map has no creatures, but it quite often spawns resources. Okay, Kaya can dig there for us next time, that's absolutely fine. So I think we've built up everything that we wanted to so far. Got anything in this town that we probably do want to build? MG5, no, there's no point because we can't use any of the units. And any reason I've kept Zarfax, cannot think of a single reason to keep him. There must have been a reason though at the time, or I guess I wouldn't have kept him. But I think we're okay to end the turn there already. We're just seeing more and more tan in almost every AI turn that we see. Okay. Oh, this is tedious. I've got another fight that I can't actually take without bringing an army back somewhere. I mean, I guess this is clearing out purple, but it's getting a little bit irritating. Especially when he seems to be just implode bombing me. Mighty Gorgons might actually destroy quite a bit of my dragon forces here. Okay, he killed the one Haspit. He did go and hit my dragons with it, that's a shame. Let's kill as many Gorgons as we can, because they're super dangerous. Alright, well, one dragon and one haspid. Could be worse. Could be a lot worse, actually. It's pretty annoying, though, that that's yet another... Oh, there's a manticore lair down there. That's yet another time I've had to come all the way back. It's all the more reason to have a good secondary hero in the form of Damacon. In which case, Damacon... Yes, I absolutely want to retreat. Well, poor man's back to... Wait. What? Did I just say no? Okay, well look, this is something that I literally never do. But I'm actually going to load the autosave here. Really sorry guys, you know, typically I wouldn't do that, as you know, but I think I literally just misclicked, and it's going to really screw up the rest of my plans for the game if I can't re-recruit Damacon, so apologies for that. So yeah, maybe we'll send Damacon back first, so I don't screw this up. Yes, I wish to retreat. Crikey. There we go. And then Damacon can visit the Mage Guild. We get all this good stuff. Also upgrade his one Trog, of course. And bearing that in mind, can I actually take Todd? Probably not is the answer. So we're going to go back to Shade with Gunnar anyway. What would be a useful stack to blind instead? I think the Gorgons. Okay, he's mass berserk there, which I really didn't expect. Mass slow if I don't blind the Gorgons. It's interesting. Okay, so actually exactly the same result as last time, as you guys can see, which is interesting. Same morale and everything. So let's do the same thing. Yep, fine. At least we ended up with the same result, so we haven't really backtracked too much. And Damacon has no way to... Oh, actually... Damacon can just return all his mana doing that. Okay. And then Damacon can... take himself to Shade, which we can't do right now because Gunnar is visiting it. So let's take himself to Shade now. Drop most of the army off with Gunnar, of course. And we can also equip Damacon with a few more bits and pieces here that would be useful to him. We don't have water magic, but maybe we'll get it. Who knows? Runes of Imminency could be useful for him. We'll keep the Pendant of Second Sight and the bow. He doesn't have a weapon. He does have a good necklace already, actually. I think that's pretty much it, but we've given him a couple of useful artifacts there at least. So, I guess the sensible thing to do would be to use Damacon to pick up a fortress army, I suppose. Let's swap these over. And yeah, that's probably fine. I can send Damacon to Moss Wood as well. Which everything's upgraded, so I can upgrade these Gorgons first and foremost. And then pick up a few more troops. And then finally Damacon can go to Marsh Choke. Okay. Let's also build the MG2 because, you know, who knows what spells you're going to get. Could be useful. So we've actually now got a proper secondary hero that has stats and an army. So I guess we decide where to send him off to next turn. I mean, going from Bok and then following these roads wouldn't be a bad strategy, I think. Much movement? 700 movement. I think it's fine that we just carry on from here then. Okay, and let's dig a hole with Shakti. He's already dug a hole, fine. Let's dig another hole. And Gunnar, frustratingly, is going to attempt to get down to this area for the third time. So I think it's Marsh Choke. And then up through this underground passage. Literally the third time I'm trying to do this, but hopefully this time I'll actually make it all the way, especially as Damacon can be my town defender if required. And Sephiroth is just sitting on resource buildings. Might as well pick up a few of these bits and pieces with Gion. Some wood, which is actually surprisingly useful. Can I get through here? Yes, but only that far. Okay, fine. Lorelei doesn't really have anything to do, so let's just chuck her back here again. And let's keep building up our cove towns. We may want to use the army there at some point. But we've used a decent chunk of our gold. I think we spent 300,000 gold this week on troops, which is certainly a good start. So, let's end the turn there and see what we see. We've got Tan pushing through this treasure area still. They've not had a scary hero yet, though. Doesn't mean they won't have one, but they've just not had one yet. Okay. Interesting. So we've got Intius with a relatively insignificant army, but looking to try and take our Conflux town here. Which I'll decide next turn, but I actually have enough gold that I can just pick up the troops that are in the town, and that should be more than enough to take out Intius. Or I can, of course, bring Damacon all the way back and fight him with that instead. Damacon's also right near where Tan are. So, given how irritating Tan are actually being, I'm actually going to send Damacon through here. Yeah, I think Damacon should be okay. He's got decent spells, I think. Yep. Expert Force Field is awesome. Okay. Okay, so I'm actually going to end the episode there. I think we've done enough, but I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.